Next, we got movie review.
Movie review. And we will be doing a special nostalgic review. What are we doing, Will?
Episode 4, 5, and 6, leading up to Force Awakens.
That's Star Wars, ladies and gentlemen. Star Wars. If you didn't know, episode 4, 5, and 6 reference Star Wars. And I think all of us here at the table can agree. I mean, we love Star Wars.
Yes.
It doesn't define my life like a lot of people does for Star Wars, but I enjoy Star Wars very much so. I remember my aunt took me to the theatrical re-releases back in the 90s. Do you remember when those came out?
Yeah.
Yeah, she took me to go see those, and then right afterwards I got Luke's lightsaber from Return of the Jedi for either Christmas or just because I was shopping and I saw it and I'm like, toy, want, now, and I got it.
I forgot how young you are.
Yeah, I was born in 91.
Okay. Yeah. I saw the ones that came out. I saw when they came out for 3D.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, every 5 years they put out new ones.
No, well, they only did the Phantom Menace for 3D. They didn't
No, they came out with the original later.
Oh, they did?
First shits and giggles. Just, watch the new Star Wars. Watch 4, 5, and 6 in 3D. I don't know why. I think
it was in the 90s?
No, it was like a couple years ago. Like 10 years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Not 10 years ago. What that is? 15? 5 years ago? Somewhat years ago.
No, they only did episode 1, and their plans were to do all 6 movies, but 2 years in, because it takes a while to post-convert any, especially property as old as those movies, to reconvert them into 3D. So the plans were to re-release them. It was in 2012, I think, when the first one came out. But a year later, in 2013, Disney bought Lucasfilm, and they scrapped those projects, all those projects
Really?
altogether.
I know I saw the original in
Yeah,
3D.
no, Phantom Menace. It was Phantom Menace.
No, it's the original, episode 4. New Hope?
In 3D?
Yeah.
Are you positive?
You're young.
Are you
You
sure?
don't remember. Yes. I was there. I saw it. I got the ticket stub probably.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. But anyway,
New Hope.
yeah.
How do you guys like New Hope? Episode. You guys liked it?
Well, I wanted to go to the Tashi stations to get some power converters.
It shows him pretty whiny at first when you realize that's your hero.
Yeah. I really like New Hope. But I'm kind of torn because I've only seen Lucas's reinterpretations of his movies.
You've never seen the original?
I've never seen the original cut. I mean, I don't know if in the 90s they showed the original cut or if they showed some form of, like, his first round of special edition tweaking.
Where you look.
Like,
I don't even know if there's...
I think that was the one, like, where Greedo shot first. Because
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen Han shoot
They changed
first.
it, didn't they?
Yes.
Like 5 or
6 times. George Lucas has changed
They
the...
need to show that he shot first or something. Because something... I don't know.
Well, originally, Han only
Like,
shot
well, it's
first.
Han Solo. He shot first.
Han
Of course he
Solo
did.
is the only one who shot first in the original.
Han shot first.
Mid-sentence, just bam, underneath the table. And then they changed it to that same way, and then just bang, and then like digital head move, and then miss, and then bang. But originally, Han just shot first. Everything else was just, nothing really changes, except for just putting scenes in there. But,
yeah, like adding random CGI animals for no apparent reason. I saw this thing on YouTube, side-by-side comparison of the original cuts with the special edition cuts, all the changes made. And they go through that. They go, yeah, it was actually, I remember the 90s did have special edition cuts. Because they go, the original 1977 cut, then they go the 95 or something cut, and then they go the recent, the one right after Phantom Menace came out, and they released the special, ultra special editions.
yeah. Even the Blu-ray came out with more special editions than when they came out last year, compared to...
I hear these new steel-backed Blu-rays are special editions, but they're not. They don't have any added special edition features to them. Like, they don't add a whole new gang of CGI bands.
The only thing that I heard about was there was a Doug in Jabba's palace. But anyway, I want to know, how do you guys feel? There's no more clones in the New Hope, because the clone army, they have advanced aging properties. They live half the long as people do. So Luke, did he want to join the Academy? The Academy had to be for the Empire, because I know his friend Biggs joined the Academy, the unsung hero of Star Wars. No one remembers Biggs? Biggs?
Yeah, I remember Biggs. I remember Biggs.
He blew up 2 Death Stars and no one remembers him. He was the guy with the mustache.
Yeah.
Yeah, he joined. I think that's how.
I think I was confusing with Wedge Antilles. I don't know why.
Which one is it? Wedge?
No, it's Biggs.
Okay, so.
Wedge is another character altogether.
Yeah, so.
Because his name wasn't Luke. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So did Luke want to join the Empire?
I think so. I think that's what they were.
Because he didn't really specify either way. Like, I just want to get off this rock.
Yeah, he wants to be a pilot, and in
He's
those times, the only way to become a pilot was to join the Empire.
So yeah, so all of them aren't clones. They're just people who join the Force.
I've been reading this book. It's a part of the new Star Wars universe. It's called Lost Stars, and basically the way it's set in the time in between during. It tells the story of these two Empire cadets during the time of New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi.
Like Rebels?
No. One's an Empire, it's like a Romeo and Juliet story. One's Empire, one's Republic, one's Rebellion. And they actually do go into that a little bit, like how does the Rebellion recruit, like pilots and everything. And
they're terrorists.
Oh, they do. The Empire calls them terrorists.
They blow up that station.
And that's one of the characters is torn on joining the rebellion because he was stationed on the Death Star. He was a TIE fighter stationed. He was a TIE fighter pilot stationed on the Death Star during the battle during A New Hope, and he was one of the pilots with Darth Vader. Trying to destroy all the X-wings and protect the Death Star, and he saw it blow up. And he has friends. He had friends on there.
It's
and
a
everything.
moon-sized base. Yeah, you're gonna lose someone.
And that's the one thing I like about A New Hope. I mean, Lost Stars is it humanizes a little bit of the Empire. Like not the Empire. The Emperor's bad. Darth Vader's bad. But the people on there are just misguided.
Yeah,
they think they bought into the.
Well, it's the government.
It's like Nazis during Nazi Germany. Not all the Nazis were bad. Most of them were bad. I'm not trying to defend Nazis here. But you gotta there are some stories a lot of them joined.
Maybe some of them were weak-minded and they didn't really want to join.
The Third Reich hierarchy, all bad people, but probably the grunts, maybe not so bad.
You could probably flip them.
They would have joined the Allied powers, if given the opportunity. You gotta remember, Hitler ruled with fear. He was the emperor.
Anyway, A New Hope. So the opening was cool, where he finds Obi-Wan, sand people and stuff. And are sand people just on that planet? Are they natives to that?
On there.
They're natives to that planet, right?
Natives to Tatooine? Yeah, probably.
Native.
Okay.
Well, I would say they were native.
Or are sand people?
Tusken Raiders.
Sand people are Tusken Raiders, right?
Yes.
What are the little
Jawas.
Jawas are native to.
I don't know. They have more technology. They can use technology. They drive those big stinking. They're the ones that find C-3PO.
Yeah.
And
those things.
Yeah. They can use technology. The sand people, the Tusken Raiders. Sand people. Tusken Raiders. I think they're native to that planet, but the Jawas seem more. I seen them. I didn't really show them anywhere else. But anyway, yeah. So it was good. They get up to everyone loves the cantina scene.
Yeah, Mos Eisley.
Mos Eisley. Even though I guess the English actors during that scene thought it was a joke back then because they were just like people in werewolves masks, and later they added in all the other stuff. That's why they're cutaways and stuff.
Okay, I wanna throw this at you because the one scene not the one scene, but one of the scenes that stuck with me for forever, and the reason why I'm bringing it up is because they kind of retconned it a little bit later on down the road. You know the thing about lightsabers, why people don't bleed when they get their arms or limbs cut off?
Yeah, because it cauterizes it.
Yeah.
Zap!
In A New Hope, I don't think they cut it out in the special editions.
But Pig Nose gets his arm cut off?
And it's bleeding.
Well...
Okay, I want your opinion on that. You just did a nerd logic about how lightsabers work. How come in that instance there was blood on the floor?
Because basically in The New Hope, that took place in the 70s. The first one that they did direct. You know why they're so slow at the lightsabers? And stuff.
There was no way they could do all that digital stuff.
No, it was basically Lucas's idea was basically they are swords. When you see Luke open it for the first time, it's a blade. He kind of turns it a little bit, even though could have got really close to his face. It's a blade. It shows when he cuts off the guy's arm in the cantina scene, it cuts right through. And that's why at the end, when they had the lightsaber fight of A New Hope, Lucas's idea was that the lightsabers hold so much power that it's like holding something really like heavy and dangerous because it's pushing so much. That's why it's so slow, not choreographed round beams like in the next two ones.
Oh, okay.
So he changed his mind. I wanted it to be like a samurai movie, you know, that cut off blood, and I'm pretty sure later down the road, what's it called? They probably want to get a. Well, it's more of the 80s, so they wanted to have less blood, and it made more sense. It's a light beam that can cauterize as you cut, which is the perfect defensive weapon for the Jedis, which I did a video of.
Nerd Logic. Coming to you soon.
Nerd Logic, explaining how lightsabers do exist. So that's why
So he did retcon it, basically.
He did retcon it, basically, that it was supposed to be a knife.
That's all I wanted to know. I'm not hating on George. I mean, everybody hates on. Watch The People versus George Lucas, and you'll know how many.
Have you seen that, Danica? The People versus George Lucas?
You'll know.
No, I haven't seen that.
It's on Netflix.
Yeah.
Netflix.
The greatest love-hate relationship in history is Star Wars fans and George Lucas.
Yeah.
Love to hate him. Yeah. Anyway, so that is episode 4, A New Hope.
Yeah.
Originally titled Star Wars.
Well, you like the character Han Solo and Chewbacca?
Oh yeah, Han Solo and Chewbacca, of course. Who doesn't love Chewbacca?
And Falcon and stuff.
The Falcon.
Fastest ship in the galaxy.
Yeah.
Let's see. The unexplained placement of Jabba the Hutt that made no sense at all. Special edition. Let's not talk about that. Let's just talk about it. Let's talk about it as if there was no special edition. So we never saw Jabba until Return of the Jedi.
Well, they didn't need them to have no because they had Greedo 2 minutes before.
Yeah. And Han shot first. Han
only shot.
And then
and then they get off and they go to where they're trying to go to Alderaan because they have the droid plans.
Yeah. And then Princess we start the movie off with Leia and Darth Vader. We tend to forget that.
Oh yeah, Darth Vader's in this movie.
Darth Vader is a main character in this movie. I hope we understand.
Choking away with the Force.
Mm-hmm. Darth Vader, one of cinema's greatest villains.
Yeah.
And
so then later, what they get? They got the droids and they're going to save the princess.
No.
Did they know she was in? Now I'm thinking about it. Did they know she was in the Death Star?
Yeah, that's why they went there.
But they said they got off the planet and they.
We have to rewatch these. We didn't get to rewatch them before.
You guys didn't watch them?
I don't have them. I don't own them. I love Star Wars and I do not own physical copies.
They're like gas stations right now. They're all over the place.
I was gonna buy the box set at Best Buy, but it's like $200.
No, not that box set. So they go and get to the Death Star. Obi-Wan tells them like, I'm gonna shut off the force field. So they go to cell block, rescue Princess Leia, and she's actually like a badass compared to like old princesses. That's why you wanted to make her like a pretty like tough princess.
Oh, I remember how they found out Princess Leia was on the Death Star. They used the coordinates from not C-3PO, from R2.
Well, the R2 just said like.
Oh no, they did go. No, I remember now. Sorry, I'm remembering. I'm misremembering. I'm remembering. Obi-Wan felt the disturbance in the Force. That a million voices cried out in fear, and suddenly there was silence. And so they went to go investigate the disturbance in the Force, and then when they were like, "Where's Alderaan?" That's when they got pulled in by the Death Star.
Alderaan.
Yeah,
they thought the princess was still there.
Yeah, and when Obi-Wan felt the disturbance, he's like, "I sense a great disturbance in the Force." They went to go investigate, and then as they got there, they were pulled in by the Death Star. Because
that's no moon.
That's no
so then they rescue Princess Leia.
These are not the droids you're looking for.
They get out of the detention center and then beat that wormy thing in the thing, and then they escape and
then Leia kisses her brother.
Yeah.
Well,
her twin brother.
She kisses everybody.
Yeah.
She's just trying to make Han's jealous, though.
But
that's the whole point.
Obi-Wan dies. He just goes like this and turns into nothing.
Force Ghost.
Force Ghost?
He becomes one with the Force.
Well, Qui-Gon didn't become one with the Ghost.
You know what? That's the one thing I want them to retcon, because I don't understand how Qui-Gon was able to become a Force Ghost. Well, how he discovered how to become one with the Force. When he just died randomly.
No, because if you burn your body, you destroy your vessel and you become one with the Force, like Luke did with Darth Vader.
So he just learned how to bridge the
Obi-Wan's
gap.
been practicing this for like 17 years. Luke stopped 17 to contact Qui-Gon. What Yoda said, like I must train you, even though he said Yoda wasn't going to train me. Yoda was the one who trained Obi-Wan to get in contact with his old master.
Trained he was by Yoda.
Yes. And that's why he's been watching Luke by also training to be one with the Force in a much more sense than when he goes in. So, Vader killed him.
So then I understand that concept that when you burn your body, you burn your vessel, and you become one with the Force.
Yeah.
Explain how he vanished.
Oh, he's been practicing, like I said, for the last 16 years to be one with the Force. That's why he went this.
So to not really necessarily need to be burned.
Because when you strike me down, I will become more powerful than you could possibly imagine. He knew if he just goes like this, he would be one with the Force. And
the thing everybody likes to pick on now, for some reason, is the Ghost Sith, where he comes back as a Force ghost in Return of the Jedi.
I like that.
He sits down. I don't know why people are picking on it. I mean,
who's picking on that?
There's some people on the internet
picking on it. It's a movie.
The internet's, man. It's a crazy.
It's movie magic.
Yeah. So basically,
literally.
Where are we at? Luke Skywalker. They all get out of the ship, and they get the plans back to the rebels, and they go to that awesome fight scene, which I like the special edition for that one, where they showed the planes like go to attack mode, and they open up across like Saturn or whatever, and they show the fight scenes and stuff. And Han Solo wanted to leave because he got his money, because he had the bounty on his head, and then they go down to the trenches. Luke uses the Force, blows up the Death Star, knocks Death Fighter away, and that's the end of the new one.
And then Chewie has the last line, which Peter Mayhew will never let you live down.
I know, why? Who cares?
Oh, I had the last line.
So that was a good movie. So episode 4, what rating did you guys give episode 4?
I give it a 9 out of 10. 9 lightsabers out of 10.
I would say a 9. Yeah, 9 sounds about right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what I said. I don't know.
Oh, like.
And we gotta roll through the next two.
9.
Oh, sorry.
9.
Sorry.
9 Groots out of 10.
9 Groots.
So episode 2. You
could have said 9 Force jokes out of 10.
Force jokes out of 10. 9 Force jokes out of 10. So
there we go. I thought of a clever one, and you're the one that is in charge of this stuff.
So episode 2.
Episode 2. Empire Strikes Back.
5?
No, episode 5. Empire Strikes Back.
So it starts off with was it like 4 years later?
2 years later.
2 years, because they always talk about all these scenes, like that bounty hunter on blah 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 made me nervous. Knowing I got a bounty on my head, I gotta get out of here. Leia's like, we could really use your help, Han Solo. And he's like, no, I gotta leave. Then they realize that Luke's gone, because the Empire is sending out droids to look for the rebels, and they finally find one. But then Luke Skywalker actually gets attacked by a Wampa?
Yeah, Wampa.
Wampa, which is cool because, well, not cool. He got into a car accident right before that movie. It was a motorcycle accident. So they actually put that scene in to explain he looked different. I never noticed.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
Yeah, he got into a car accident. So the special editions for that one I like, where they actually show the Wampa instead of just roaring. He actually cuts that mother's arm off, and he escapes, and that's where he sees Force.
Well, some people don't like it, and I'll tell you why they don't like it. It's the same reason why they love Jaws so much. It's because the Wampa, you're not seeing the Wampa built a great sense of tension.
This isn't like the Matterhorn at Disneyland. I want to see the stinking monster.
Yeah.
That's why I watch Star Wars.
All right. But that's why some people don't like it.
Yeah.
I never knew the difference because, like I said, I've only seen the special editions. I've never seen the original cuts. Please release the original cuts so I can know what I missed out.
So basically, Luke passes out in the snow. Obi-Wan comes to him and
struggles to grab his lightsaber.
Ben! So, Ben tells him he has to go to Dagobah system to get trained by the Jedi that taught me, Yoda. And that's where Han Solo comes in and slices open the stomach. And I thought they smelled bad on the outside.
And debunk that total mythical rumor that only a Jedi can use a lightsaber.
Yeah, who says that? It's
some new people decided to because they want to pick apart the new movie before it even comes out, and they're saying, How could a stormtrooper use a lightsaber when they're talking about Finn in the new one? Because all the promotion was here on the commercials show him using the lightsaber.
Finn's force sensitive. Didn't you watch the trailers? Didn't you listen to me?
They don't want to believe that a black man can become a Jedi. Mace Windu, people. Mace Windu.
Okay, so yeah, feel free to jump in if you have any questions. I'm just gonna run through these movies really fast.
Yes, do that.
So they find Luke. They find and the excellent fight scene on Hoth with the AT-ATs and ATs for the Chickamaugas.
Okay, answer me this. This is my question. It's supposed to be pronounced AT-AT, not AT-ATs, right?
It's how you spell it.
AT-AT.
Yeah.
Because for the longest time, I've only heard it being called. Take that back. I remember the Force Unleashed games when they actually had to fight AT-ATs. They call them AT-ATs, not AT-ATs.
Well, they're shortened for something. I don't remember.
All terrain. I don't know.
Yeah, something like that. But those were cool. That was a cool fight scene. And actually, wow.
And when they meant it when the Empire strikes back.
Yeah, they go back.
The Empire
to Force.
strike back.
So that was a good scene. Luke gets off and they fight and stuff. You guys remember the scene, the whole snow spear scene, which is weird. It said like we can't attack from straight on. Their armor's too strong. As soon as one goes down, 3 shots in the head and those suckers explode. The AT-ATs. Remember?
The armor's sensitive, more sensitive at the top, and their shields might have been damaged at the fall.
From the fall, yeah.
I guess. But anyway, so they take off and they lose the battle. Their shield generator gets destroyed, and Han Solo and everyone take off as Luke Skywalker and C-3PO goes to Dagobah. Says he didn't even tell him, "I'll meet you back at the rendezvous point." No, he doesn't. He takes off in that other direction.
That's what I'm gonna be. In the movie, I'm gonna be an AT-AT. I'm just gonna walk.
Do it just like that.
You and Gary should tag team as a.
Oh, like a horse, like a horse suit.
That'd be awesome. Anyway, yeah. So, I really like Empire Strikes Back. I like it better than New Hope actually. Everyone does, yeah. Because it was a little bit darker, and there were actual stakes in the movie. Like
the music. That's where you get the individual. That's where you get the
Imperial
music.
March.
The Imperial March came in that movie.
Dun, 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 dun. I'm only singing it differently because I don't want to get sued for copyright.
Yeah,
I don't really know it.
Basically, when they take off the planet, all the ships just go after the Millennium Falcon. So they're getting chased. You know, they go through the asteroid field. While Luke is getting trained, he actually finds Yoda. You know, Mr. Kermit the Frog on Dagobah. And do you guys think Yoda was messing with him, or he's actually went a little bit crazy on that planet? 'Cause he's like eating candy bars and like looking at the flashlights, like, remember that? Like mine. And he's all acting simple and stuff. He's like, I need to find a Yoda. Like, oh, you look for a Jedi Master, Yoda. I'll take you to Yoda.
It was a facade because because if he just tells any random person who crashes on Dagobah,
he knew
I was
Luke.
a Jedi Master.
Yeah, but if he knows about Luke, which he should.
I would say Yoda would probably be able to handle anybody.
But Yoda was a dick. He's like, I'm not training him. He's too much. Like he's too old to begin the training. And then
old he is.
Yeah. So they go into the minefield. Everyone C-3PO being annoying and stuff. Stuff happens. Blah blah blah. You guys remember the movies?
We get introduced to Boba Fett.
Yeah, Boba Fett. No, Boba Fett was in the original one. Oh, special editions.
He was in the special editions?
He just stands there and goes like, looks in the camera, and like walks off. He's with Jabba the Hutt.
Damn you, George Lucas.
So basically,
our first introduction of Boba Fett was in, actually, the Star Wars Christmas special. But
was it?
Yeah,
way before.
No, it was actually
They came after the New Hope.
Yeah, it was in between New Hope and Empire.
Oh, I guess
the Star Wars Christmas special, where we were introduced to Life Day.
Stupid. So
Chewie has a family.
Han Solo and Princess Leia and everyone go to Cloud City, where C-3PO gets destroyed and they get captured because Darth Vader got there first. And our Luke Skywalker feels tremor in the Force. He realizes he has to go save his friends. He realizes if he leaves now, that everything he'll fight for them will be lost, which is true. You guys notice that? Like Yoda told him if you leave now and save them, everything they would fight for would be lost. Because that's the big mess up. Because if he goes, he didn't save him. Han Solo still got captured. Princess Leia took off, which she could have anyway with Lando there when he went back and forth on sides. And all he did is got his hand chopped off and found out Vader was his father.
Spoiler. Okay, if you don't know by now, you have literally
they at least know the scene, you know.
Yeah. So that was. How do you guys feel about the fight scene at the end? That was probably the first really good fight scene at the end with Vader and Luke Skywalker.
Yeah.
With the lighting, it was just them in dark for like just.
That was probably like the ultimate lightsaber battle.
Yeah, because a lot better in Jedi. So
I mean, I think what I liked about it more was looking back on it. Vader could have killed Luke in like a heartbeat. The only reason he didn't toy with him, he wasn't toying with him. Luke was no equal to Darth Vader. He could, I think, deep down, Darth Vader could not kill his own son.
Well, I don't think Vader was there to kill Luke anyway.
That's true. I mean, that line at the end, "Join me, we'll rule together."
Yeah, because
kind of proves it.
Vader in the special editions. God, it's so confusing with special editions. In the special editions, the Emperor knew, because the Emperor is planning all this because he can see the future. He sees all this stuff happening, including getting his new apprentice, Luke Skywalker. But he says, like, Vader doesn't know that it's his son until he realizes the Emperor kind of nudges them, like, search your feelings. You know, Skywalker is the son of Anakin.
Okay. How did he not know that when the entire time he was hunting Luke Skywalker?
He wasn't in the first one?
No, in the second one. How did he not know that at the beginning? If he knew in the first one that it was Luke Skywalker, right?
He knew it was some farm boy white kid.
You're right. He didn't know it was Luke Skywalker.
Yeah, he just figured out
the second one he found out it was Luke Skywalker.
He just found out he had the Force when he blew up the first Death Star. Like, the Force is strong with this one. He didn't know his name. Like, that kid over there is strong.
Okay, then that retcons it. That makes it a little bit better in my head now, because I was thinking, like, why he knew the entire time. But he definitely did not know that Leia was his daughter.
No. He finds out in the third one, but we'll go into that. So basically, the fight scene is pretty awesome. He gets his arm chopped off. He says, "Join me." He says, "I'm going to commit suicide." Jumps down. He kind of force-sensitive Leia, because Leia is force-sensitive. A lot of people don't know this, because when Yoda takes off into the third one, Luke Skywalker takes off the third one, he says, "No, there is a hope, there is another." So he contacts Leia. They swing back around, pick up Luke, and take off to back to the Rebels.
Rebel base.
Where that nice ending with the John Williams music, where they stare off in that galaxy, and bam, credits. Great movie. Probably everyone's favorites.
One of the first, well, not one of the first, like one of the better movies to do it where the bad guy wins.
Yeah, it's awesome. They did it in a great way too. Ratings?
It's great. I love it.
Rating?
Ratings? A 9?
9 out of 9?
Yes, a 9
I give it 10 cut off hands out of 10. That's in my opinion. You know, I tell you I don't give out 10s that much, but that, not the special editions, is like the epitome of me for a perfect movie, because it has a solid like beginning, middle, and end, and it has real stakes, real consequences. It's not just like the good guys are gonna come and save the day. The good guys at every turn in this movie get screwed over.
Yeah.
It was good. And I'll give it probably, I don't know, like 9 or 10. I'm probably 9.5 disintegration rays. Because it introduced Boba Fett.
No disintegration.
And it showed like so many characters, and it was great, and clever, and smart, and adventurous, and it had great story, and it showed a love connection that was terrible on the new prequels. But it actually showed...
I love you. I know.
Yeah, oh my god. Ad-libbed on the scene. History in the making. So that was...
Okay, so, but the thing is, what I want to know is, did Han Solo die?
No.
No.
Because I know he wanted the carbonite freezing to be the death of him.
That's the same thing we talked about in the Avengers. He said he wanted someone to die to make it more, like, reason that...
Because a lot of people have been saying that Han Solo did die when he was frozen in carbonite.
No, even George Lucas said, like, no, he's not dying. We have a third act. Harrison Ford wanted to die. He never really cared about the Star Wars.
So he wanted the carbonite freezing to be not only permanent, but the death of him.
Yeah. Harrison Ford, when's the last time you saw him at a convention or talking about I Love Star Wars besides this new movie coming out?
True.
Never. He likes Indiana Jones. He likes his other stuff. Blade Runner, sci-fi. He's a good sci-fi guy, but he's never Star Wars. He liked that money. So
now they're saying now the passion's kind of reignited.
Oh, he loves this new movie. He talked about it. This is a great movie.
Yeah.
So
excited 2 weeks.
Yeah. So the third one.
Now Return of the Jedi.
Return of the Jedi.
Probably not the best. Probably not the best of the original trilogy in my opinion.
For kids. It was supposed to be on Kashyyyk with Wookiees, but they wanted to make it more kid friendly.
So they introduced the Ewoks.
Little Ewoks.
I still remember the line in How I Met Your Mother. You can tell how old your girlfriend is depending on how she reacts to Ewoks. If she loves Ewoks, that means she's under 30.
God.
If she hates Ewoks, that means she's over 30. Because what do Ewoks remind little girls of? They're teddy bears.
That's true. Actually, they were supposed to be the big secret. Actually, all box art and toys and stuff were kept in shadow until the movie came out. That was the big reveal.
Blue Harvest.
No, I'm talking about way past that.
Oh, okay.
Like, no one's supposed to be like the secret weapon of the rebels. It's like, what is it? What is it? Oh. Teddy bears.
What?
Teddy bears.
Care Bears?
Yeah.
Are the secret weapon of the Rebel Alliance? What?
So it starts off with basically Jabba's palace. C-3PO and R2-D2 go there, and Jabba's palace is amazing. I love the music, all the characters, the.
Oh, that's Mos Eisley. Not my bad. I don't. Oh, I've only, like I said, I've only seen the special editions, so I have that annoying like new music.
You know, there's two songs in Cantina.
There is, huh?
Yeah.
It's
not that one.
Isn't that?
No. Now I can't think of anything but that now.
Which one is
that
that
one?
Just
sticks in your head once it's
yeah.
Isn't that New Hope?
New Hope. That's a New Hope. There's two songs in Cantina.
I don't remember what the second one was.
I can't think of anything but that song now. Anyway, so you get to the palace. Bounty Hunter comes with Chewbacca, and he says, "I want mount this," and that's when C-3PO's. It's like, blah 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 blah. What did I say? What did I say? So that fails. I guess Princess Leia. It's in disguise. She was supposed to free Han. I guess that was the first plan. The whole planning of trying to get Han out of there didn't make any sense. Was Princess Leia supposed to get captured, or was she? That was Plan A, and then Luke was Plan B. You've seen the movie.
I think.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if it was a plan. Maybe
it wasn't much of a plan either.
No.
I think Leia and Lando were Plan A. And Luke was like the Plan B.
Yeah.
If they didn't get out at a certain time, Luke was supposed to go in.
Yeah, because Leia goes in there and frees Han from the carbonite, which would have been Plan A, but then she gets caught because it was technically a weird trap. So then Luke comes in later, which do you guys know they canceled the Slave Leia outfit? You'll never see no more toys of it ever again.
I did not know that.
Why?
Yeah, Disney doesn't want it anymore. There's plenty of it, even though they don't like the name.
It was too sexy. That's why.
I guess, but it's...
A lot of people say that was like a total disservice to Leia's character because in the first two movies she was supposed to be the strong, empowering female character, and then in the third movie they decided to make her a sex symbol.
I guess, kind of.
Just for no reason. But there was a reason. Jabba's a freaking perv.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Look at him.
Yeah, he is a perv.
There's a lot of... So basically Luke comes and says, you will free them. Doesn't work on Jabba. He gets down, fights the... Not the Sarlacc, it's a Rancor. Fights the Rancor. And they take him to... Garfunkel. So basically they get into... they're going to feed him to the Sarlacc pit where you will be digested over thousands of years. Which makes sense if you read the old stuff. Basically the Sarlacc fuses you into its body and you become one with it. So you're consciously alive as you are being devoured with it.
So it makes you immortal.
As you're being tortured, and it's not fun in there. Have you ever played any games when you see inside of it? It's very ugly inside.
How are you inside a Sarlacc? I thought you just said it fuses you with your body.
If the walls like absorb you,
okay.
There's tentacles inside the walls, and they like strap you in and stuff, and then you're like, I'm stuck here forever. So basically,
and then Boba Fett whips his hand out.
Boba Fett, yeah. So Boba Fett dies very horribly in this one.
Like, he's reduced to a Three Stooges character.
Yeah, well, this is before he was like the man.
Yeah, you're right, because they didn't expect Boba Fett to like explode the way he did.
No.
Like he
was the number one toy. That's why he's getting a spin-off movie.
He was just supposed to be a throwaway character, right?
Yeah.
That's what his intention was?
Yeah, he's just there. He's badass, but he does a couple things.
So, probably in the context of seeing Return of the Jedi when it first came out, it was like, oh, Boba Fett. Who cares about Boba Fett?
He was a background character.
But then, like, years later, all this, expanded universe retconning where they just give him, like, this awesome backstory and he's, like, the best bounty hunter in the galaxy.
Yeah, he's smart too, because he actually figures out that in Empire Strikes Back that the Millennium Falcon was hiding away on the back of the Star Destroyer and went off with the garbage. He knew that trick because technically he saw that trick being done in Attack of the Clones when Obi-Wan did it to him and his father when they go on the bug planet. Mm-hmm. So he knew that trick. That's what George Lucas says.
I don't trust George Lucas anymore. I'm sorry.
That's why you don't have to anymore.
He still contends that Han always shot second.
So basically,
shot first.
Jabba the Hutt gets strangled by Princess Leia. They take off and go split off again. Luke Skywalker goes to Dagobah to finish his training, but he figures out he would only be a Jedi after he defeats Vader. The other guys take off to where did they go? Oh, they go to Endor. Mm-hmm.
The moon of Endor.
Does everyone go to Endor?
Yeah. Well, I think it was a trap set up by the Empire. They were supposed to go to Endor because something else was supposed to happen.
A lot of nothing happens. They were supposed to turn off the gravitational field because they knew that the new space station wasn't fully operational, but the Empire gave them bad information to lure Luke there. So, a lot of stuff with Care Bears happens. They capture the energy field base, but then they get surrounded. More stuff happens with Care Bears actually destroy.
I want to interrupt you for a second. Do you know like that scene in the new Star Wars trailer where you have Kylo Ren in the rain with his crew behind him?
Yeah.
And there's a theory going around that people like examine that scene with a magnifying glass, and supposedly there are dead Ewoks everywhere because Kylo Ren went to Endor and massacred all the Ewoks so he can find Darth Vader's burnt helmet. That's how he gets the helmet.
Yeah, of course, he has to go there. Mm-hmm. I don't know why he would go back because that would be in a later scene because I know when that scene takes place.
And the only reason he knows Darth Vader's helmet is there in the first place is because he's Luke's son.
No.
Boom, my
God. They're not going to do anything that has to do with old comic book whatever that ever existed. They want to make clearly new. But anyway.
But I'm telling you, man.
It's not
they're Skywalkers.
Or it's Princess Leia.
Kylo Ren and Rey are Skywalkers. I'm telling you right now, they're Skywalkers in some shape or form. Either they're Leia's children.
If we're gonna go like this, it's Rey. Rey is.
I think Kylo is too. I think he's
Kylo Ren?
Either he's Rey's brother, like Han. Either they're the Solo twins that are in the expanded universe.
He's got black hair, man. He's got black curly hair. And plus, they're not going to do anything that had to do with old fan fiction. They want it to be all new. They don't want to have like Game of Thrones people like, oh yes, I know what happened because I read this book about 10 years ago.
No, they're not going on. Obviously, because we already know Rey's name is Rey. She's not Jaina Solo, and he's Kylo still. That's why I think he's going to be Luke's
I'll
son.
tell you what happened. I already decided this whole movie, the first one. Well, yeah.
Okay. We'll go. We'll know in 2 weeks.
Yeah. So anyway, they destroy the space generator. It's a trap happens. They find out that the space station is fully operational. That they lure.
And the one stormtrooper actually makes the shot.
Yeah. Well, they shoot a bunch of people in the other ones. Remember Uncle and Emperor? They shot them to bloody bits and stuff. No one remembers that. So basically,
only a stormtrooper can make shots this precise.
Yeah.
How many memes are like, I call bullshit?
So basically, the whole reason that everything was there because the Emperor wanted the rebels to attack him and bring Luke to him. So basically, the Ewoks help and destroy this generator. They attack the ship, go inside, and what is it? Who's in the Millennium Falcon? Lando and Nine Numb. And Neem. And what's our buddy again? The unsung hero? Who's Luke's buddy with the mustache?
Wedge.
Wedge is in
Oh,
there.
no, Biggs.
Biggs is in there again. No one remembers him. They destroy the Death Star as Luke and
Where's Wedge? I'm gonna look it up now.
Luke and Darth Vader fight, and he cuts off his hand in the way like he got his hand cut off, so he kind of like will not fight you, my father.
Some people are saying that the reason why Biggs Darklighter. Anyway, the reason why people are saying like Luke stopped is because he noticed that Vader has a robotic hand just like him, and that's when he looks at his hand.
Yeah, because he knows like I'm becoming like this. Like it's it's a whole like I'm becoming like my father. I don't want to be like my father. He's good. And he kind of throws his lightsaber away. Like, no, I won't fight you. And that's just like lightning happens. But bam, Force lightning.
No, it was Wedge because Biggs died in Episode 4.
Biggs died.
He died at the Battle of Yavin, and that's Yavin 4 is where they.
So Wedge survives both of them.
Wedge is the one that's in all three.
Did they both have mustaches?
Okay. Why didn't you tell me that before I closed out?
So anyway,
continue on.
They fight. Luke's crying for his father. Vader picks him up, throws him down the express pipe, and explodes. Do you guys feel weird that he explodes in a tunnel straight out of Poltergeist?
No, because he is so powerful with the dark side that when he dies, that's his way of becoming one with the Force. No, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I think it was just some special effect Lucas threw in there because he thought it would look cool.
Yeah.
Even though he didn't direct Return of the
cool.
Jedi.
Yeah.
So basically, Vader says, "Take off my mask. I want to look at you on my original eyes." That's when we actually see that Vader's white and like old, which I guess he would look old. Kind of disappointing. I don't think anyone likes the way. Well, nowadays they like how he looks.
Here, I'm gonna break a scoop right now. George Lucas is working very hard on his new special edition of Return of the Jedi. He is superimposing Hayden Christensen.
He has nothing to do with anything anymore.
He is superimposing Hayden Christensen in Darth Vader's outfit.
If he could do it, he would put Jar Jar Binks just to stick it with us.
It's like, Misa, your father, really?
Oh.
So he takes Vader off the ship. The Death Star explodes.
Okay, and here's another thing I want to ask you before we... At Vader's funeral, people are saying that Vader was so evil nobody wanted to be at his funeral.
Who would be there?
I hold the belief that it was just a private ceremony that Luke didn't advertise that I'm gonna go burn Vader's corpse. Who wants to come to this funeral?
Well, he didn't get that far. He was just there after he got off the ship. He just burned it. Mm-hmm. What I want to know is that the stormtroopers helped Darth Vader, their Lord Sith commander, up while he's like limping out of there.
Okay, who do you hate most at your work? You don't have to say names, but are they? No, never mind. Because no matter what, this is naming the name. The point I'm going to is if the person you hate the most at your job, if they were dying and
like
somebody was struggling, would you honestly go and help them?
But like your point, you poured.
You go help your comrade first, and then maybe the leader later.
The Empire probably hates Vader as much as.
Look, it's your point. What the stormtroopers aren't evil. Like they're Nazi leaders.
Yeah, you got good point. Okay.
Even if I saw Darth Vader, I'm like, God help him.
I take it back. All the Nazis are evil. All the stormtroopers are evil.
So anyway, they blow up. They have Vader gets burned. Luke meets up with everybody, and they have their little like nop chop dee dop song, which they changed in the special edition. They got rid of that song because they wanted to have more showing it all throughout the galaxy that everyone's like dictatorship's over, which isn't true because the Empire still exists. Just because he killed the president and the vice president doesn't mean like the government's in shambles. So, and then they'll clap and credits.
Then Admiral Thrawn shows up.
Who?
He's in the expanded universe.
Oh.
He's a part of this thing called the Heir to the Empire, where he's like the last commanding officer of the
there was tons.
Empire.
There's still ships out there. They had 100,000 ships under planets and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they showed Force Ghost of Anakin and the new Anakin and Yoda and Obi-Wan give him thumbs up as he lately
CGI Yoda in the special editions.
But yeah, credits. So that was a good movie. Number 3. That was 1, 2, and 3. 4, 5, and 6.
4, 5, and 6.
So what do you guys give that one?
I give this one an 8 out of 10.
Danica?
7.5.
I would give it a 7 too. It's the whole middle thing with the Jawas, Ewoks.
I didn't like the Ewoks.
The redeeming
I
qualities
didn't
of
like the Ewoks.
the redeeming qualities of this movie are the lightsaber battle between Vader and Luke.
Oh, with the music and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Palpatine, and
that was the first look at Force lightning.
mm-hmm.
Bam! That would have blew my socks off when I first saw that.
Let me show you the true power of the dark side.